Sida Barcharji and welcome back to my channel Tales of Ismi. Today we are going to do something new which is new to my channel. I usually post like vlogs on my channel, but I wanted to post something else, and we are going to play a game today. So what's going to be? I will read all of these questions that I have asked in Instagram, on Threads and other social media to my friends and other people, and they have asked me all of these questions, and I'm gonna answer 26 questions about myself because I'm 26 years old, and I was like, you know what, let me answer 26 questions about myself as an intro to YouTube. So here are the questions that I'm gonna answer today, and I hope you will stick along throughout the journey. Solo traveling is really, really great, and yeah, I hope you will do it. The next question: are you single or committed? I am that my parents gave me the freedom, yet they guide me, yet they I was scared. I was like, done, this is my last day, I'm going to be done. Have you ever fallen in love while traveling? I was traveling and I met a guy and I fell in love. And we are done with the questions, and so let's start this. Now first of all, I will shuffle these cards because I want to play like fair. I don't want you guys to think that I have everything ready. So I don't know how to play cards, but I think this is how you shuffle the cards, right? So it looks so weird, I don't know why. I think it's done now, like it's enough shuffling. So let me see the first card. What's the question in here? It's for you guys. Okay, the first question is, how do you budget or save for your solo trips? Now, I will be honest, a lot of people think that for budgeting, you have to have like second job or something like other thing. A lot of my friend does that. For me, what I do is that I especially choose to stay in a small town and not into like a metropolitan city or metro city, because you know the rentals are really high and all of that. So I made a decision to stay in a smaller place because the rentals are less expensive and I can save like a huge chunk of money. So my budget is to save like 60% of my income every month because I have some plans that I really want to do and it helps me to travel too. So make a budget and it will help you out, and set your priority right, what helps you. Other than that, I have seen like a lot of people do second jobs, and also don't spend too much into luxury items. I don't buy a lot of clothes. I only buy clothes that I actually think is going to be worth it and I'm gonna use a lot. I mostly spend more time in gadgets. The next question is, your IG profile says solo traveling. How did the idea came to you? From when are you doing it? So yeah, my IG profile does say solo traveling. I started solo traveling, I think, after the lockdown. The lockdown was in 2020, and I think after that in 2021 I went back to complete my masters in Chandigarh. I was studying at Punjab University and the classes was not that much, like it was still ongoing, but we have few labs and that's all. And that was a time when I was really low. I was not feeling good, so I booked a bus ticket for the evening and I booked a trekking for Khirganga, which is really good trek. It was a 3-day trek, and I went there without planning much, and there was no network. I was left on a hilltop or a mountain where there was no network. It was a bit scary, but I found my campsite and it was a great journey. Like I made really good friends, and I think like one of the best trip for me. It was really nice, and that is how I started doing solo traveling, which was in 2021. And after my breakup, I think I started doing more of solo traveling, and I did my first solo travel abroad to Indonesia last year, I think. So that's how it started. The third question is, which camera do you suggest for blogging? Now, I'll be honest, I use DJI Action Camera 4 because it has quite a large field of view, and I wanted a camera that I can use for vlogging like while traveling, and one of my criteria was for it to be waterproof. So Action Camera was really good, it was budget friendly. But there is one more camera which I really like. It is Insta360, which is a really good camera. Other than that, there is also, I think, the Osmo Pocket, which my friends use a lot because of how convenient it is, and you can switch it off, try different angles. So that's the other thing that you can buy if you want to. So for me, I use Action Camera, DJI Action Camera 4. The next question is, oh, it's the same one. The next question is, what's your biggest goal for the next 5 years? What's the biggest goal for the next 5 years? I do have a lot of plans. I have plans to do backpacking and traveling, like touch wood. I'm so scared. I'm trying to save money for that. Other than that, I want to publish more books. I do want to have a good body, like go regularly on a gym, and grow my YouTube channel. Obviously, I want to have like this YouTube channel to be more better, get monetized, so it is there. So a lot of traveling, focusing on growing the YouTube channel, learning editing, buying more gadgets, and publishing a book. Also, I do want to get a degree, a master's degree in economics. So those things on the line, and volunteer a lot. The next question is, if you could visit any country in the world right now, where would you go? So this is a really good question because I think if I could go to any country right now, I already have the list. I would go to Philippines. Like Philippines has been on my bucket list for so long, and I would have gone like last November, but then my friend was coming here, so I had to go to Kerala. But right now I'm saving, so I think it will have to hold. But other than Philippines, Indonesia, like Indonesia is love for me. I would love to go not to Bali, but to like Sumatra Island. I want to go to Jakarta. I want to go to Sulawesi. Sulawesi is on the list. So Indonesia has like a lot of islands that I want to visit. And since I am from geology background, I love animals and I want to volunteer in some of the programs if I could, which would be awesome. The next question is the challenges as solo traveler. Now, I think different kind of travelers have different kind of challenges. I think for me as a woman, if it's up to me, I think the safety is the first concern, because to travel in India, there have been instances where I didn't feel quite safe. um, when you are traveling alone, a lot of men think that either they can flirt with you or you are open for, like, I don't know, fling or something. Even like the taxi driver, the autos, and the passing by people, like they ask you to join them, like as if you are just going to go and join them. So the kind of like safety issues and the stigma that the girls solo traveling are easy, or I don't know, whatever, like it is, it's some of the problem I have. Another thing is that when you are doing solo traveling, you don't have anyone to rely on, you don't have any support, you don't have your family, you don't have friends. So for example, when I lost my passport in Thailand, I didn't have anyone to ask for help. I was on my own, so it can be a little bit tough when you're traveling alone, so you don't have a support system, right? So those are the things that you can say are a bit like what? Problem for solo traveling? That's what the question. Challenges for solo traveling. I don't know which question number is it. Is it six or seven? The question is, why did you start YouTube? How it's going? Why did I start YouTube? So it was completely random. Opening a YouTube was never on my card. I have been traveling since I was 17 or 18 years old, which is now like maybe 10 years or something. Not 10, like 9 8 9 years. And every one of my friends used to say like start vlogging, you travel, so do that too. And it was like no, it never crossed my mind. But last year on November, I went to Kerala and Tijuan came to India, and then he was shooting his first vlog. And it's like when you see someone, your close relative or like your friends doing something, it kind of gives you an accessibility that you can do that too. Like it changes your perspective. When I saw Tijuan recording, and I was like, you know what, if he can do that, I can do that too. So it gave me a new sight. And to be honest, in Kerala I was recording for fun. If you will see my Kerala vlogs, it's not too detailed, but yeah, I started doing that. I recorded and I came back and I posted, and the response has been pretty good. I would say, like, I don't have much subscribers, but my views are good, so it's going good. The next question is, what's the one thing that you learned the hard way? I don't know if you can see that. It's a hot. The one thing that I learned the hard way is that you cannot be happy in a relationship if you're not happy with yourself. I was the kind of a girl who was hopeless romantic, and I'm still a hopeless romantic. And I used to search for love, and I used to rely for happiness on my partner a lot. So what I learned was that I cannot put that responsibility on my partner. The first thing is to heal yourself and to love yourself and to know what you like to do in your life. And then maybe you get into a relationship and it helps you. So I had to learn it the hard way that at first I have to be happy with myself to be happy with someone else. And in all those long-term relationships, I was searching for happiness from someone else instead of trying to find my own happiness. So that thing hurt me, but it did teach me a lot in hard way. You have sometimes to fall down to get up. The question is, which app would you suggest for editing videos? See, as someone who is starting a YouTube, I know you would want to like save money. So there is like free ones such as CapCut. CapCut is amazing for a beginner friendly. But the problem is in India, you have to get a VPN such as Proton VPN to use the CapCut. And other than that, you can use VN editor. There is DaVinci, but DaVinci it really needs like a good chip. I tried DaVinci, it was not working on my laptop, but I think if you have a PC or you have a good mic, like good graphic chip, it can work. So VN editor is excellent. For me myself, I use Filmora. I got a subscription which was 4,000 rupees for a year, and I thought it was a good bargain, and I did that. I get to use it till December, so it's a good editing site. But CapCut is really great, so I still have CapCut installed on my laptop if I want to do like different editing. And for like thumbnails and everything, you can use Canva is good too. And even after saying him like a lot more time to go back, he didn't agree. And at one point he said that, aren't you scared? Like he looked at me straight And he moved towards me while driving and he was like, "Aren't you scared? Like you are alone and you're with some random guy and on like a taxi." And at that moment, I was scared. I was scared. I was like, dun dun dun, this is my last day. I'm going to be dead. But I calmed myself down. And I was like, you know what? I'm not scared. I have my friends in Goa, even though I was traveling. So the next question is, have you ever had a life changing or wow moment in your life or travel? I did had a life changing moment or a wow moment during my travel. It was when I did my first solo trip to Indonesia. I was so scared. I was like just got over my breakup and I booked a ticket flight randomly, and even after booking a flight when it was really the finally the time to go, I was so scared because to be honest, no one in my family has been to abroad. Like obviously from my father's side, there have been like my cousins or something went to like study in Australia and everything. But for like as a tourist, my parents have never been to abroad, and I had to rely everything for myself, for visa and everything, to go into a new country where you don't know the language and everything, and you don't know how even like the cards work, to be honest, and learning everything and being dependent on yourself, trusting my gut, and going to my bucket place because I really wanted to go to Komodo Island. The Komodo Island was so beautiful. I like it was on my bucket list and I went there and I stayed in Indonesia for I think like 23 days, and the whole journey was so amazing, so liberating, and I met the solo travelers, and there were women who were carrying this big ass sorry this big backpack which were like 75 liter or something, and it was really like seeing them motivated me, and I thought, you know what, it's possible, like it's possible even for women to do backpacking and everything, and it kind of gave me a new perspective and changed the trajectory of my life and gave me a new goal. So it was really a changing moment for me when I went to Indonesia. It's what was my age? So I'm 26-year old. I was born in August in 1998. So right now I'm 26 years old. But it's my source of income. So contrary to a lot of people who think that I work in IT or something, I do not. I work as a teacher, full-time teacher. I teach, and that's my first source of income. Like that's I think that's the only source of income. Sometimes I do some other gigs, but predominantly that's my source of income. It pays good. It gives me a lot of vacation and time, and it has been a good journey. And do love teaching people. I teach people for entrance exams, so it's chill. It's good. The next question is, are you a beach or mountain person? I am a beach pound. I am a beach person, and I think most of people knows that I love beaches. I'm from Arunachal, so I have seen mountains a lot. So seeing a beach was really nice, and I just love water. Like whenever I see water, I get so much happy, and swimming in the water, even seeing those like shells and everything floating by every time the waves leaves the shores, it's so cute and so nice. So I really love the beach. The next question is, which city or place are safe for women to solo travel and the precautions to take? Um, for me, the safest place for me while traveling was Himachal Pradesh. Find that place to be extremely safe for women. And if someone is starting to their solo traveling journey, I would suggest to go to Himachal Pradesh. It is really nice place. Other than that, I have been to Meghalaya. And Meghalaya is also a really, really good space where you can really roam around, see the places, and feel quite safe. So, other than that, Meghalaya, I have been to Kerala. I find Kerala to be really good too. I never felt like threatened or anything, and it was really nice experience. Even Sikkim is nice too. So I think all of these places I find more safe for women. Also, the precautions to take, I think, as a woman, I know it is so absurd, but don't try to sit on the passenger side with the taxi driver. I don't know why they take it in the wrong way. Sit on the back seat, it kind of creates a barrier. If someone asks, are you traveling solo, never tell them that you're traveling solo. Say that you have a boyfriend or a husband or anything, and give something to yourself like a knife, I don't know, dagger or something like, or some pepper spray or something. Click the photos of every car and everything that you are traveling with. If you are staying in hostel, check out the reviews of the hostel and how is it, how safe is it. There are a lot of hostels with like key cards and everything. Those are the good kind of hostels if you want to stay. The next question is, have you ever fallen in love while traveling? So I will tell you something. I am the kind of person who is a hopeless romantic. I'm the kind of person who has grew up reading Wuthering Heights, grew up reading about Jane Austen and all of the classic romantic novels. And I do fall quite easily when I'm traveling. That's how I fell in love during my last relationship. I was traveling and I met a guy and I fell in love. But I'm not a kind of person who can get on with hookups. So, because I know myself, I will get attached to someone easily and I get connected to someone emotionally. And that is the reason I cannot like. If hookups are not for me, not judging anyone, but it's not for me. But I do fall in love quite easily with people, and I just try to get over it. I'm like, I will get over it after some days. But yeah, I fall in love with people in autos. It's quite common. I can fall in love with people in a few seconds. The next thing is, if you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be? So, if I could change one thing about my personality, oof, I think I am a really emotional person. It took me long to regulate my emotions, and I was the kind of person who had to make sure that I was right. I would get into an argument with people, stating why I was right. So I think if I have to change one thing, it would be to less emotional. I don't need to argue with someone to prove my point. I want to maintain more boundaries and I want to be less aggressive because sometimes I can get a lot aggressive, a lot angry, so I want to check like my anger issues a bit. So that's what I really need to work on, my anger issues. um do you believe in love at first sight? You can fall in love anytime you want. Falling in love is the easy part. I think yes, you can fall in love at the first sight. You will see someone surfing and you will fall in love. I have fallen in love with my diving instructor when I was diving. He had this blonde hair, really pretty eyes, and falling in love is so easy. That's not the hard part. But you know what hard part is? Maintaining that love, like maintaining that relationship. You can fall in love when you're walking, you can fall in love with the people when you are passing by in the mall. But to maintain that love, to maintain that relationship, to nurture that love, that is the hard part. So yeah, falling in love, I do believe you can fall in love at the first sight, but does it, like, if you're traveling somewhere and you meet someone and then you fall in love at first sight, the chances of it being a long term, I think it's a bit less, but a lot of people make it up. So I guess it depends like how much effort you can put in. The next question is, what's your background? My background, I am from Arunachal Pradesh. My father is from Assam, my mother is from Arunachal. My father is Bengali, my mother is Nepali, but I was born and brought up in Arunachal Pradesh. And I have been more close with my maternal side, so I can speak Nepali, but I can only understand Bengali and I can speak like a few words. um Other than that, I did like my schooling in Assam, the higher secondary school, and then I did my bachelor's and master's in Punjab, and I'm currently now working in Maharashtra. Which is the person you look up to most in life? It is so simple. I think most of the people will have a similar answer. The person that I look up to most in my life is definitely my mother, and it is because we have a lot of gap, like generation like gap, because she married my father when she was 38. I was born when I was 13. She was 39, I guess, but she never judged me. Obviously, every parents wants their daughter, and especially in India, wants their daughter to get a government job, get a better like line of work. And seriously, thought I would get a PhD too to impress my parents, and but my mother was so supportive. She was really supportive, and she's still supportive, and she has this unconditional love. And when I see like my other girlfriends and how restrictive sometimes their family can be, and I feel so grateful that my parents gave me the freedom, yet they guide me, yet they protect me. So I really love my mother, and I really look up to her because she's the most kind person, most humble yet um, protective person that I have met, and I really, really love her. The next question: are you single or committed? I am single. I have been single past 2 years, and I know a lot of people like don't believe me when I say that I am single, but I have been single for 2 years. I want to focus on myself. I have been in relationship for so long, and I now want to pour all that love and energy to me, myself, put the hard work in, and just grow. So, not getting into relationship anytime soon. The next question is, any advice for the people who wants to start YouTube? My advice to people who wants to start YouTube is that just do it. Do it. You have to start it now. You cannot wait any longer, because the more you wait, the more you get like, I don't know, cold feet. You don't want to do it. And there has been a lot of people who says they want to publish book, who says that they want to start YouTube. I have friends whom I talk to on Instagram and everything, and they're like, they want to start a YouTube but they are insecure or something. I also just do it. The more you wait, the more it becomes harder. Just do it. If you don't have a camera, you can use your phone. A lot of people do it the phone. You will need a ring light, you will need a tripod, and like a phone camera. That's enough. I have seen people doing amazing videos, amazing vlogs with a camera too. But don't wait. Start it soon. Start it now. Let's do it soon. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? If I could go back in time and give myself one piece of advice to my baby Smita, will be to not follow the society, to not give your freedom, to not give your dreams because of the fear of what people think. Your dreams are yours. You don't need to follow a path because that is how it is. And I have, when I was younger, I was a people pleaser. I always wanted to please my parents, and I always wanted to please everyone. And that's how I decided my worth. And I would love to tell her that she can do everything she wants, and she doesn't have to impress everyone. The only person she has to impress is herself. What did you learn from your past relationship? For me, my relationship has always been a long term. So I'm kind of a person who gets really emotional, gets really attached with the person, and I make them my whole world, which is really not good. I will stop thinking about my goals, my ambitions, and everything. And I kind of put the other person, I don't know, like I put everything of myself to the other person. I put them on the pedestal and everything. So, what my last relationship taught me was that if I'm not happy with myself, if I am not finding my own passion, the other person, my partner, is not going to help me. I cannot expect my partner to make me happy when I'm not happy myself. Like, I have to find my happiness, my passion on my own, and the other person can add on to it. And that's how a relationship should be. Like, a relationship should not be someone carrying you throughout the journey. And I kind of put that expectation on my partners, and I think that was so wrong because at that point I was still relying for my emotional and every baggage to that person, while I should have focused on healing and making myself better, finding what my passions are, what I actually like. And I think that's the biggest take I did learn from my past relationship. And to be just like know myself better, it taught me to know myself better. Um, the most negative experiences or miracles, etc. I have so many negative experiences, to be honest. I think there are two most negative experience that I had, and both of them was in Goa. One was when I was traveling by a taxi. I was going to Terracol Fort. I was young and I stayed at the passenger side, which I don't do now. And he started flirting with me after some time, and saying like I looked pretty or something, like blah blah blah, if I had boyfriends or another. We did went to Terracol Fort, but after that he suggested me to go to a beach, and I did decline, but he was like the beach was nearby, and I was like okay, let me check it out. And when we went there, there was no network, so I was really really scared, and I asked him to go back, but a lot more time to go back. He didn't agree, and at one point he said that, aren't you scared? Like, he looked at me straight and he moved towards me while driving, and he was like, aren't you scared? Like, you are alone and you're with some random guy and on like a taxi. And at that moment I was scared. I was scared. I was like, dun dun dun, this is my last day, I'm going to be dead. But I calmed myself down, and I was like, you know what, I'm not scared. I have my friends in Goa. Even though I was traveling solo, I lied to him. I said, you know what, I have my friends in Goa, and they are going to be worried if I don't have a network right now. Also, I have sent your number plate to my friends already, so if something happens, they are coming for you. And he was not believing me. He was like, oh, you haven't taken any of my photos, I didn't see you. And I just remember that he did went to pee at some point, and I said, no, you went there at the time. I clicked the photos and I sent it to my friends, so they would know, like if something happens to me. And it was more like in a joke kind of way, because a lot of women will relate that you cannot be more aggressive at the situation. But in my mind, I was so sure that I would be dead that day, because that person was not leaving me. But thankfully, after some time, he did turn around, and then I finally got the network, and I called my friend. And that was like the worst thing. I got to Goa. I was staying in Kendolim, and the moment I went to Kendolim, I got out of the car and I shouted to him. I shouted to him so much, and it felt so good. Like, I really felt so relief. The last question I have is, do you ever feel lonely while traveling alone, and how do you deal with it? Do I feel lonely while traveling? If you know me, I think most of people will understand it's so hard that I'm an introvert. and I do like to spend my time alone. I don't like to hang out a lot with people, so it has never been a problem for me to be alone. And even when I'm solo traveling, I'm always inside my mind on my thoughts. There are constant thoughts, so it has always helped me. And I have never felt alone like that. And I do usually stay in hostels, so you meet a lot of people in hostels. You meet a lot of strangers who turn to friends, and it's really cool, it's very chill. I think a lot of people don't do solo traveling because they are so scared that they will be alone. But you know what, you just have to say hi. Just go into the room and say hi to someone, and they will speak with you, and that will be the beginning of a friendship, and you will have a good trip. Other than that, if you're not comfortable with talking to people, you can always get a book. You can always have your earpods, headphones, put good music, and it will be really good. So, to everyone who wants to do solo traveling, this is the best time. You should do it, you should seriously do it. It gives you like immense independence. Like, solo traveling teaches you so much independency, it gives you so much trust in yourself, it gives you so much confidence. And the kind of confidence you get after doing solo travel is like you cannot get with anything else. It is the best kind of travel for me, and you get to enjoy your own company on your own terms, meet a lot of people. Because I think when you are traveling with as a couple or even in a group, you kind of get restricted to that. But when you are solo traveling, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So for people who have not done solo traveling, do it. Solo traveling is really really great, and yeah, I hope you will do it. So take my advice, and I am done and dusted with all of the questions. If you have any more further questions, you can comment on it. I have my IG account. If you want some personal thing, you can ask me or DM me. But thank you so much guys for listening to me. It is a long video. I wasn't supposed to make it so long, but thank you for listening, and we are done with the questions. And if you want to have more vlogs like this, do tell me, and we can do more vlogs where I will tell you like horrifying stories of my travel. There have been travels where we have like slept in like graveyard and everything, like scary stories. There have been amazing stories. If you want like more vlogs about tips and tricks, I can do that too. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed my company, and it was really nice to try something new, and I hope you enjoyed this too. So bye bye, see you guys again. I don't know, sayonara, bye bye, kisses kisses kisses.